We grow up hearing that book reading helps in life a lot. Fiction and nonfiction benefit certain parts or areas of our being. But there's a subgenre that encompasses every corner of our personality and life, including personal, professional, and social. That is the magic of reading psychology books. Who says psychology books are only for psychologists and psychiatrists? It's a fascinating science that holds the solution to almost all our mental and emotional troubles. Imagine how easy life can be if you acquire the ability to understand not only your emotions and responses, but also the people around you. Ah, absolute heaven. You will think and behave differently, handle unpleasant situations better, and unlock the door to conquer the full potential of your mind. Not to mention, your relationship with the people around you will improve for the best. All these perks will be within your grasp if you read the 10 psychology books I have lined up in this video. I have picked the cream because you deserve to read the best stuff to become the best version of yourself. I have discussed some of them in other videos as well. One of those super amazing ones that keep showing up. Watch the video till the end to find out. If you want to purchase them through Amazon or order online, just go through the links given in the description of this video. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Links to the books are given in the description below. Number 10. Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. We will start with a Nobel laureate. He won a Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2002. He is an Israeli-American psychologist and an internationally best-selling author. As you can already guess from the title, this book deals with our thinking mechanism. We take seconds and microseconds to give responses in certain situations. On the other hand, there are times when we take hours and days to make a decision. Have you ever wondered why and how one brain works in such a contrasting manner? It's how we think. Two types of thinking mechanisms work side by side, fast and slow. Fast thinking mostly leads to prompt and emotional responses, while slow thinking is more logical. The book talks about the pros and cons of conscious and subconscious thinking. The most interesting part is where it talks about how certain groups use the loopholes of these two parts of your mind to influence you. It's a mind-blowing book that will teach you how to create a better future for yourself by mastering your instincts and logic. Do read it. Number 9. The Brain by David Eagleman. He is a TED speaker and a teacher of neuroscience at Stanford University. Other than being the author of an international best-selling book, The Brain, he is the CEO of a neurotech startup. This book talks about the mechanism of our brain and Neuralinks. The way this soft pinkish organ inside the skull works in a fascinatingly unique way to make you you. The reality of this world we live in is poles apart from how we have perceived it in our minds. It elaborates interesting notions like how our mental picture shapes our real life and what practices can guide it towards success. Another important aspect is related to decision-making. Yes, it's all sciencey nerdy stuff, but neuroscientist Eagleman has an amusing way of explaining how our neural circuits help us make decisions. If you want to learn intriguing concepts like how your brain fights when you are stuck between two equally tempting choices, get your hands on this book. Number 8. The Defining Decade by Meg Jay. She is a clinical psychologist privately practicing in Virginia. She is also a clinical assistant professor at Virginia University. Most of you may know her from her TED Talk, Why 30 is Not the New 20. It was a hit in 2013. I recently discussed this book in my video about books you should read in your 20s. This book could change your chaotic 20s to charismatic 20s. I wish I could have read it sooner. It isn't the 30s or 40s or the years leading to your 20s. It's the decade of 20s that can be defining or declining for your life. Meg Jay highlights the importance of these 10 years by sharing the experiences she had with clients in their 20s. Important areas in your life, including work life, love life, social life, physical health, and wealth, can develop better if you work on them in your 20s. You lay the foundation for these in your 20s. She shares the stories of her clients' transformation to encourage us. It is definitely worth reading. Number 7. The Happiness Hypothesis by Jonathan Haidt. He lives in New York and teaches ethical leadership at Stern School of Business. The Righteous Mind is his other best-selling book. It's all about happiness, isn't it? Every single decision and step we take in life, the pursuit of happiness is at the heart of it. The Happiness Hypothesis gives an extensive analysis of how we can acquire happiness in today's society. We grow up hearing the ancient adage, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," and other such maxims about happiness. Do they still work in our modern society? Jonathan Haidt examines them from a psychological lens and shows how such philosophical wisdom can transform life. He gives real-life examples and his tested formula for happiness. Read the book to find out. You can tell us about your take on the book or your formula for happiness in the comments. Number 6. Contagious by Jonah Berger. He is a marketing professor at Pennsylvania University and has spent 15+ years studying social influence. He has also published numerous articles and consulted for dozens of Fortune 500 companies. Contagious, Why Things Catch On, is a marketing book through and through. So why have I added it to psychology books? While the marketing and advertising strategies are based on the psychology of regular consumers, you, me, and other humans like us, some ideas and products become more popular than others. Similarly, certain online content goes viral overnight, while other is forgotten the next day. It doesn't come in life's manual to have a Kit Kat or a scoop of ice cream when you feel low. Yet, we take them because somewhere someone marketed them as a trigger, and now they are our go-to options when we are gloomy. Handsome men with 5 o'clock shadows and alluring female models are hired in perfumes and clothing ads to excite consumers. We pay more attention to these products and become vulnerable and buy them. That's all marketing playing with the psychology of consumers. If you want to learn how to make your policy, idea, or product contagious, read this book. Number 5. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus by John Gray. There are so many authors of the same name. This John Gray is a lecturer and a specialist in relationship counseling. He has been working as a counselor with couples for years. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus is one of the best psychology books on love, relationships, and personal growth. I included this in my video about books for couples to read together for the same reason. It talks about the key differences between men and women by highlighting that they are both humans but from different planets. Both communicate, perceive, expect, and express things differently. The conflicts could be avoided if Martians and Venusians just accept and celebrate each other's individuality. Men and women both have different meanings for same words. So if you just understand how their minds work, you will get to the message they want to convey without misunderstanding. Couple or single, you should read this gem as soon as possible. Number 4. Influence by Robert P. Cialdini. He has spent years of his career studying the science of influence and persuasion. In my previous videos about best business books and best nonfiction books, I called him the Britannica of marketing and business. Influence will tell you why I gave him that title. The power of persuasion isn't just for business. It is needed in everyday life. We need to learn how to convey our message that will elicit a yes or okay from whoever we want to convince. Mr. Cialdini gives a variety of principles and practical techniques that can help you achieve the desired response. Whether it's in a job, business, daily life, or relationship, learning triggers will help you a lot. It's not just about how to make people say yes. You will also learn how to defend yourself and refrain from saying yes when someone else uses his power of influence and persuasion on you. Number 3. The Wisdom of Insecurity by Alan W. Watts. He was a British philosopher who specialized in theology and divinity. He wrote dozens of books and articles on personal identity, the nature of reality, and happiness. We are living in an age of anxiety. Have you wondered why? Simple, because we lose contact with our present and our true self. The fear of unknown gives us anxiety. Sometimes seeking help from our religion and philosophies either overwhelms us or disappoints us. This constant struggle to try newer things to achieve stability and psychological security has made us prey to consumerism. This reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from the book. Tomorrow and plans for tomorrow can have no significance at all unless you are in full contact with the reality of the present. The bitter reality is that the happiness promised by consumerism is just an illusion. Pain and pleasure are like buy one, get one free. You'll have to accept both to calm anxiety. The book is full of such practical nuggets. Read to learn about them. Number 2. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. He had a traumatic and struggling life, lost his family and house, and lived in a concentration camp under Nazi regime. Viktor E. Frankl was a Jewish who became a neurologist and psychiatrist and pioneered logotherapy. His perspective of life changed after he survived the horrors of concentration camps. Despite having such haunting experiences in life, he neither lose hope nor stopped struggling to achieve happiness. In these pages, he talks about the relativity of happiness and sadness. Happiness can be found anywhere and in anything because its definition keeps changing according to the situation. A person can survive anywhere if he just looks for something meaningful, even in misery. You will find happiness even in the most unexpected circumstances and mundane things. Yep, brand new Bugattis or multi-million-dollar manners aren't the standards for happiness. Number 1. Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. He hosts a podcast, Revisionist History. He is also the co-founder of Pushkin Industries, which produces these podcasts. It has authored 5 bestsellers, including Blink and The Tipping Point. The second name was my introduction to this incredible author. I read Talking to Strangers afterwards and liked it more. So here it is. We all are liberal in judging people and assigning labels to every second person we meet. The book teaches you why it is wrong. It explains how each human has a distinct way of presenting himself and might be experiencing different psychological issues. He revisits the famous trial of Amanda Knox, who was wrongfully convicted of murder because the judge found her behavior like that of a guilty person. Several years later, it was found that the poor girl had a social disorder. That's why she behaved like that. We are the same. We create certain maps in our minds and expect friends, relatives, and peers to fit into those frames. Read this book if you want to learn the importance of non-judgmental behavior for growth and peace in life. So these were a bunch of psychology books I found the best after reading. Read them because they are eye-opening and therapeutic. You will learn a lot about human psychology and how to better your personality from them. If you have any good recommendations, feel free to share them in the comments. If this video helped you find the next book you are going to read, then like and share this video. Let me know in comment section on what type of books I should cover in my next video. Also, if you read one of the books mentioned in this video, share your review or thoughts with us. Subscribe this channel for more such awesome videos. Thanks for watching.